Well, June will see the kick-off to the Australian PBR Cup Series, which is the Professional Bull Riding Cup Series. June 18 in Brisbane at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, June 25. The Townsville Entertainment Centre. That'll move into New South Wales, July 2. So for everybody listening through 2HD, you'll be able to go to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre, or in Sydney, you'll be able to go to Acer Arena on Saturday, July 9, to catch up with our next guest, all the way from Oklahoma, Cord McCoy. Welcome, Cord.
Yeah, thanks for having me in. I appreciate it.
It's nice to have you in. And look, we caught up with a couple of the boys last time they were here for the Australian Series. Now, 30 years of age. I was talking to one of our panel just earlier about the fact that 2004,
yes, sir,
you were kicked in the head.
Actually, I crushed my skull in 2004. Spent probably 2.5 weeks in the hospital, and then went from there to a rehabilitation hospital, and pretty much 3 months of speech therapy and physical therapy. I had to learn how to walk and talk again. But about 8 months later, I guess I just decided if I'm going to go out, I'm going to do something I love, and put a bull riding helmet on, and I'm back again.
It was that easy just to go back?
Well, I don't know if it was that easy, but, I just got out of college, and, I just didn't have a girlfriend or anything, and I guess love bull riding, and ready to go back.
So the surgeons, when they were operating, clearly didn't find any sense in there.
Roger that. That's the good thing about my sport. You don't have to be a genius to ride bulls, but, the first bull I got on after the accident, I pretty much just got on him to prove that I could again. Wasn't thinking world titles or anything like that, and thank God I still had the talent.
Okay, so we have a series here. There is a world rating series, a series in the rating in the USA. You're rated 43 in the States.
I think give or take a couple. They take the top 40 bull riders in the world to the PBR World Finals in Las Vegas at the end of October. So the Australian Cup Series is very important for all the guys, whether you live in the United States, yes, Canada, Mexico. Yeah. And actually, I got a peek at the list of bull riders coming to this series, and there's some greats coming from all over the United States, some Canadian champions, Mexican champions, and definitely this leads up to the Australian National Finals in Sydney as well. So these events are going to be tough. I don't care where you're from.
And we have some good Aussies who are world rated.
Definitely. There's a whole set of them. You look at the world standings, and we were talking earlier about Ben Jones. He's been in and out of the top 5 in the world. The Farley brothers are coming, and there's a list of Australian bull riders that could match anybody.
Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
I just get the impression with all you guys that you must have grown up on a farm. You must have been doing this all your life. Is that the case with you?
That is the case for me. My dad actually rode bulls, and I got 3 older brothers that all rode before me. I think I rode my first calf in the arena when I was 5 years old. Most kids start playing t-ball when they're 5 or 6. I started riding bulls.
Some angrier than others.
Yeah, some. I think I did it more for fun starting out with, but by the time I was a sophomore in high school, I was making a living riding bulls. Went in trucks and trailers, and went to college on a full ride scholarship to ride bulls. And after I got done with school, I never did fill out a resume. I just kept riding.
Tell me this. Who picks the bulls?
Well, actually, they have a stock coordinator, and what they'll do, for this event, there's 22 different bull riders into 2 rounds. So they'll have a stock coordinator, and these events, it'll pretty much be the best bulls all over Australia. Yeah. So they have a guy put together a set of bulls that are, they need to be equal, I guess, to where every cowboy has the opportunity to win.
So then becomes luck of the draw.
Well, you could say that, but all these bulls that are here are going to test your skills. There's no easy way around it. Whether you got supposedly the best bull or the weakest bull, it's all tough.
Talk me through the routine. When you are about to climb aboard, what goes? What happens?
Well, you stretch a lot, pray a lot, and then then it comes to reaction. I think like any other sport, you don't really have time to sit there and think about your game plan. Once you crawl over on the bull, it turns into just reactions of what you've trained for 25 years to do.
But what's your routine? I mean, what do you do? I mean, I've watched them the way some of them try and wrap their hand.
Yeah, you definitely want to get your rope sticky. I mean, you take a guy like me, weighs 155 pounds, holding on to a huge animal. So that's tough. So you get a lot of rosin on there, and you actually tie your hand in the rope, to help you hang on. And that's the reason, you see the bullfighters out there sometimes have to get you unwrapped if you hang on. So that's why it's good to have those bullfighters out there.
You don't look them in the eye?
No, I don't guess I've ever intimidated a bull too much. that'd be pretty tough to do.
So at home, in terms of competing, every week?
I pretty much compete every week, and especially when it gets in the summertime, there'll be events going on Tuesday and Wednesday, so you compete a lot.
And so what sort of money would you compete for on a weekly basis? I mean, are they smaller events or are they all big events? I mean, how competitive?
Well, it's real competitive. Like I said, I've made a living riding bulls since I was a sophomore in high school, but you have littler events that get you qualified to go to bigger events.
Yep.
Like I was mentioning, Las Vegas is the top 40 bull riders in the world, where the world champion gets $1 million bonus. So sometimes you ride at the little ones to get you qualified for the bigger ones.
So what do you do in your downtime?
My downtime. Well, I ranch. Actually, we raise bucking bulls and riding horses. So I grew up on a ranch and still live there. And I have my own practice pen there at my house. So if I think there's some things I need to work on, I can load some bulls up and ride.
And the lifespan of a professional bull rider?
Well, I'm 30 and I'm pretty old for a bull rider, I would say.
So how many more years have you got?
Well, long as the good Lord will let me, I guess. I think as long as I can ride, at this level of bull riding, it's really hard just to step back and say goodbye. So I think as long as I'm competitively one of the top bull riders in the world, it's pretty hard to turn away.
You've made the World Finals?
I've made the World Finals 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an event in your honor.
Well, they have the Cord McCoy Invitational. I kind of put that on. So
in Oklahoma.
I produced the event. It's not like somebody just did it in my honor.
Tiger Woods does that.
Yeah.
You and Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you ran into your wife after taking a detour. Is that right? You fled a hurricane.
I fled a hurricane.
Yeah. Is that right?
Well, I ran into my wife at a bull riding. I guess that might be the hurricane.
You took a road trip instead of a flight. And
you read about that. Well, it was kind of a crazy deal. There was a hurricane in Houston, and my flight was supposed to go through there. And I ended up jumping in with a buddy of mine, and he had to go through Iowa on the way home. And I'd met Sarah, now my wife, before. And we're just bouncing along the truck. And I just up and called her. I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And that was kind of our first date. Was my detour. So,
yeah. And then you got married, and you said 2 days later, "I'm off."
Yeah. Jet and I, my brother, had done the Amazing Race once, and they called us back and asked us if we'd be interested in going on the Amazing Race a second time. And we'd had a wedding scheduled for 10 months, and I had to call my wife up and say, "Hey, you don't mind, as soon as the wedding's over, just me taking off and going around the world again, do you?" But she'd been pretty supportive on everything, though.
Yeah. Look, this is terrific. It's now. Are you heading to Brisbane and Townsville, or just Newcastle and
I go
Sydney?
to Newcastle and Sydney, but the same set of bull riders will be at Brisbane and Townsville. But I got to go back home and do my event, and then come back and face up with the rest of the guys at those 2 final events.
Is there good money in the Australian Series?
It's getting better everywhere. We talk about bull riding worldwide. I've had the honor of riding all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and Australia, and the money is growing by leaps and bounds. And it's so much better now than it was when I started my career, and definitely excited what my kids will be riding for.
Yeah. What sort of crowds are they getting at the events in the States?
It's been big. We have an event in January at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and they sell it out 3 days straight. So, it's got huge. With TV coming along with it, brings corporate sponsors and more fans. So, I'm definitely excited about our sport.
Yeah, we look forward to it here. It's a great family occasion.
Yes, sir. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be entertaining, and I don't know, even if you had seen a bull riding before. I'm 30 years old, been around it my whole life, but after seeing the list of guys coming, I would even buy a ticket to go watch it myself. So it's going to be good stuff.
Promise me you'll take care of yourself.
Hey, I've never been hurt on purpose, let me tell you.
Well, we have a game where people get hurt on purpose.
Really?
It's called rugby league. I don't know if you've caught it since you've been here.
I have seen it. Of course, when you come to Australia, you get to watch plenty of it on TV. So that's pretty entertaining stuff.
Well, you'll be here, and you'll probably have an opportunity to watch what we call State of Origin.
I've heard about it for sure. For sure.
No padding.
No, I haven't seen that.
No, you'll enjoy it.
That's real. It's real football.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, well, for everybody, again, listening in Newcastle through 2HD, Saturday, July 2, you'll be able to go to the Newcastle Entertainment Centre, and July 9 at Acer Arena here in Sydney to catch up with Cord McCoy.
And you take it easy on our Bulls, all right?
Hey, I'll do my best. Your bulls need to take it easy on me too. That's the cool thing about bull riding. They don't really; those bulls really don't care where you're from or what your hat looks like. They come do their job.
And you leave Australia how you found it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Nice to talk to you.
My pleasure.